Isaac Newton once saw an apple fall from a tree and discovered gravity. I don't know about you, but when I see an apple fall from a tree, I don't think I've ever seen an apple fall from a tree. But I know I wouldn't discover gravity, or anything for that matter, other than the fact that I might be hungry. Fun fact, that tree is actually still alive today, and one of 50 trees under British royal protection.
Who do you think the guy that protects the trees looks like?
He probably doesn't look like that. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the first episode of the Homeschool Science Club. Today why are we saying welcome back if this is the first episode? Say what? Stick to the script? Okay. Today it's going to be all about Isaac Newton. You can't have a science vlog and not talk about Isaac Newton. The man was a genius. Isaac Newton was born in 1643 and died in 1727 and was the first person to get a state funeral because of scientific contributions. He was 84 years old.
And now, 400 years after his death, he's still more popular than Sir Mix-a-Lot.
It's true. Back when everybody in London was dying of the Great Plague, Isaac Newton left college.
Why do they call it the Great Plague when all those people died? Shouldn't they call it the Terrible Plague?
That's a good point. He went home and he studied at home. And that's when he did his real best work. So maybe he was the original homeschooler. Homeschoolers. His 3 laws of motion are what we're going to talk about today. His first law is basically the definition of inertia. It says a body at rest will stay at rest unless an external force acts on it. This model rocket on its stand illustrates the first law of motion. The weight of the rocket at rest is countered by the reaction of the Earth to the weight. Since there is no net force on the rocket, it will remain at rest indefinitely, meaning there will have to be another force to act on this system for the rocket to launch. By extension, a body in motion will stay in motion unless an external force acts on it. His second law basically describes the relationship between force and mass and acceleration. The bigger the mass and acceleration, the bigger the force. Today's video is going to focus on his third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And a cool way to study that is using model rockets, and that's what we're going to do today. You can buy complete model rocket kits at your local hobby store. Michael's, Hobby Lobby. We actually have a Hobby Lobby right up the road from where we live. And we love Hobby Lobby, except on Sundays. Whether it's Hobby Lobby, Michael's, your own favorite hobby store, or Amazon.com, you can find complete kits for a one-time purchase that make this easy and fun. The kits will have everything from a stand, a beginner's rocket to assemble, and the igniter. The model rocket engines are the only separate purchase you'll need to make, and the good news is they're pretty inexpensive. Once you have everything ready and you're ready to launch your rocket, the only thing you really have to remember when you're on the launch pad and attaching your cables is don't let the igniter wires touch.
Or as I like to say, don't cross the streams.
We'll cross the streams.
You said crossing the streams was bad. Cross the streams.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! This is where our engines come in. And these things are pretty cool. They're going to supply our external force. And with this force, it's going to overcome gravity, overcome air resistance, and we'll see how far it flies. Now, you can't just put any kind of flammable substance in a spaceship and expect good results. The cool thing about the propellant used in these engines is only the surface area burns. It's called a flame front. So with our igniter starts the flame, the propellant starts to burn, it provides our downward force, and the reaction force is what's called our thrust. And the thrust will shoot this baby up. All right, so that's it for the first episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little bit about Isaac Newton and his 3 laws of motion, and perhaps gained some interest in doing model rockets. If that's something you are interested in, you can click on the link in the description below and be taken to a place where you can buy the complete kit, including the launcher, the launch pad, your own rocket that you can create and blast off. This is the first episode. It's going to be many more to come. Hopefully try to put out a video on a weekly basis. Click on that like and subscribe button to let me know what you think. Give me some comments. Give me some topics that you want to learn about. And we'll see you next week.